Chapter 15, Air Around Us. We have learnt in Chapter 9 that all living things require air. But have you ever seen air? You might not have seen air, but surely you must have felt its presence in so many ways. You notice it when the leaves of the tree rustle or the clothes hanging on a clothesline away sway. Pages of an open book begin fluttering when the fan is switched on. The moving air makes it possible for you to fly your kite. Do you remember activity 3 in chapter 5 in which you separated the sand and sawdust by winnowing? Winnowing is more effective in moving air. You may have noticed that during storms the wind blows at a very high speed. It may even uproot trees and blow off the rooftops. Have you ever played with a Firki? Figure 15.1. Activity 1. Let us make a Firki of your own. Following the instructions shown in figure 15.2, hold the stick of the Firki and place it in different direction in an open area. Move it a little back and forth. Observe what happens. Does the Firki rotate? What makes a Firki rotate? Moving air, isn't it? Have you seen a weathercock? It shows the direction in which the air is moving at that place. Is air present everywhere around us? Close your fist. What do you have in it? Nothing. Try the following activity to find out. Activity 2. Take an empty open bottle. Is it really empty or does it have something inside? Turn it upside down. If something inside it, now dip the open mouth of the bottle into the bucket filled with water as shown in figure 15.4. Observe the bottle. Does the water enter the bottle? Now tilt the bottle slightly. Does the water now enter the bottle? Did you see bubbles coming out of the bottle or hear any bubbly sound? Can you now guess what was in the bottle? Yes, you are right. It is air that was present in the bottle. The bottle was not empty at all. In fact, it was filled completely with air. Even when you turned it upside down, that is why you notice that water does not enter the bottle when it is pushed in an inverted position, as there was no space for air to escape. When the bottle was tilted, the air was able to come out in the form of bubbles and water filled up the empty space that the air has occupied. This activity shows that air occupies space. It fills all the space in the bottle. It is present everywhere around us. Air has no color and one can see through it. It is transparent. Our earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air. This layer extends up to many kilometers above the surface of earth and is called atmosphere. As we move higher in the atmosphere, the air gets rarer. Now can you think mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them while climbing high mountains? What is air made up of? Until the 18th century, people thought that air was just one substance. Experiments have proved that it is really not so. Air is a mixture of many gases. What kind of mixture is it? Let us find out about some of the major components of mixture one by one. Water vapor. We have learnt earlier that air contains water vapor. We also saw that when air comes in contact with a cool surface, it condenses and drops of water appear on the cooled surface. The presence of water vapor in air is important for the water cycle in nature. Oxygen. Activity 3. In the presence of your teacher, fix two small candles of the same length in the table. Light the both candles. Cover one of the candles with an inverted glass tumbler. Observe both the candles carefully. Do both the candles continue to burn or go off? You must have observed that the candle covered with glass tumbler got extinguished after some time, whereas the other candle continued burning. What can be the reason for this? Think about it. It seems that candle got extinguished because the component inside the glass tumbler which supports burning is limited. Most of the component is used up by the burning candles. However, the earth candle is getting continued supply of air. This component of air which supports burning is known as oxygen, nitrogen. In activity 3, did you observe that air is still present in the glass bottle even after the candle blew out? This indicates the presence of some components in the air which does not support burning. The major part of air is nitrogen. Carbon dioxide. In a closed room, if there is some material that is burning, you may have felt suffocation. This is due to excess of carbon dioxide that may be accumulating in the room as the burning continues. Carbon dioxide makes up a small component of the air around us. Plants and animals consume oxygen for respiration and produce carbon dioxide. Plant and animal matter also consumes oxygen on burning and produces mainly carbon dioxide and a few other gases. It is advisable not to burn dry leaves and discarded remains of the crop which pollute our surroundings. Dust and smoke. The burning of fuel also produces smoke. Smoke contains a few gases and fine dust particles and is often harmful. That is why you see long chimneys in factories. This takes the harmful smoke and gases away from our noses but brings it closer to birds flying up in the sky. Dust particles are always present in the air.